Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ibrahim Thiaw. I'm Executive Secretary to the UN Convention to Combat Desertification. It is a real honor and a pleasure for me to welcome today Baaba Maal. Baaba Maal is known to many, but for those who may not be familiar with him, he's a Senegalese musician and has recently agreed to serve as land ambassador to the UN Convention to Combat Desertification. Today, he is visiting our headquarters here in Bonn, and we are taking this opportunity to have a brief conversation with him on his role, ambassadorship to the UN Convention to Combat Desertification. Baaba Maal, welcome.
Thank you. My pleasure.
You were recently appointed ambassador of the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification at the Conference of the Parties that was held in New Delhi, and you came there to beautifully perform with other musicians the land anthem, which I would like everybody to look out, to check out in the YouTube and other means. What motivated you to accept the role of UNCCD ambassador, and what do you hope to accomplish in this role together with the United Nations?
What can you do, Ibrahim, if you come from a part of Africa which is called Podor, which is on the Sahel region, and when you grow up seeing beautiful landscape where you enjoy to really appreciate your childhood and in between your parents who was agriculture people, fishing, men and women, and then suddenly you see the degradation of your land, and you have the ability to rise up your voice and to make awareness to people and to make them understand that it's not a fatality. Because we have many rivers down there. We have a lot of appropriate landscape for agriculture.
Absolutely.
And the connection between your people and the culture means that no one want to go away. We want to stay there with their families and to participate actively on the future of your community.
Right.
So what can you do if you are a musician that come from that? Just to lend your name, to use your power, the power of your voice, to bring awareness and to bring people together and to initiate a lot of projects of development. This is why I say this is an opportunity for me to join the UNCCD and to be able to say in one time in my life that I did a really good thing for my community and for Africa.
Absolutely. That's absolutely. We are absolutely delighted to have you as land ambassador. And again, welcome to the family of the UNCCD. You mentioned the Sahel. This is a region in Africa, a dry region, which is usually identified with challenges. I mean, on a daily way, you hear news coming from the Sahel, most of the time associated with security concerns. Yet the Sahel is a land of opportunity. It's an area that is very rich, first of all, in culture and values. Secondly, has a number of opportunities. They have land, they have water, they have minerals, and they have this movement of youth. Close to 2/3 of the population is less than 35 years of age. So what is your message to that vibrant movement of youth who want to do something, and maybe, in your role as land ambassador, you have a message?
Yeah, my first message will go to the leaders and to the rest of the world to say to them that we have two energy that we don't want to let die in Africa, especially on the Sahel, in the Sahel. The first one is the women on this part of Africa who have the ability every time to come together, just to join themselves together, to have a small project, to be focused on what they want to do with these projects, and very seriously organized. And which is something that you make a lot of time to see it happening. The rest, the other side of it is the young people who, even with the poverty around the corner, they never drop their hands. Every young person on this part of Africa is trying every day in his life to make a better, to make something, to make his life much better for himself, for his family, for his communities. And this is why we to say to these young people to believe again in themselves, to believe that Africa is the land of the future or the land of the present, I can say.
Right.
And but this future and the present depend on their engagement into trying to find solutions for all the problems that Africa is facing. And I think it's possible because when you travel down there, you see that people are ready to focus on exactly what they can do to have a better result for all these issues. I'm a musician, and I think the role of an African musician is just to be there with these people,
Right.
because it's these people who are the first one who's consuming our music, who are coming to our music to are using our music to make plans, to make the project, to try to find a way to be who they want to be. And you mentioned it, the culture is so strong down there that the culture has to be the key way of bringing people together.
Yeah, they have something in common. They have values. They have the same culture. What motivated you in creating Nanka? Is it that you see the potential of all of these young people that you want to harness? And so can you speak a little bit more about Nanka?
There was a time at that I was with a lot of other NGOs talking about Africa in the West and what can do for this continent. Sometimes it happens and the entire continent of Africa don't even know that people was talking on behalf of them about the development, about how to push agriculture. And people did a lot of concerts around all around the world talking about Africa. But sometimes not many African artists was even included in that. And I thought that was not right. And then when I came back, I said, I'm going everywhere to promote Africa with some other people. Why not to start something on the continent? Because I think the future of the continent should be started by the Africans themselves, especially the young ones who are the future of the continent. And how to do that is to make on the table a campaign or movement or associations that include, like you said, Nanka, for example, Nanka, which means farming, fishing, and pushing livestock and using the culture, like because with the culture in Africa, which is really close to everyone, using the culture to bring people together to understand that we all have to travel into this new journey together and to access of technology, because with the technology we can make a difference. We're living in a modern way and we have to use that. So when I bought this idea of this Nanka project, it was approved by a lot of young people and a lot of women in Senegal, in Mauritania, and I hope to make it, to bring it really everywhere on the continent. We started already a big project in Podor, in my hometown, which is 50 hectares in agriculture. We should go and employ at least 3,000 people in the year. In a small town of 12,000 people, you see that this is a good opportunity. It's something that I want to see developed all over the river Senegal, but also in Africa.
Baaba Maal, you sing in English, you sing in French, but mostly in Fulani, which is your mother tongue. Now, many people would have known you through this Wakanda movie because you performed the lyrics, which were absolutely fascinating. But the language you speak is actually spoken in probably 20 countries in Africa. So therefore, when you perform, you have an audience beyond the borders of your own nation of origin. What message of peace and prosperity would you want to share with the rest of the continent? People are watching you from all over the world, but I am particularly thinking about people in Nigeria, in Cameroon, in Sudan, where the language is also spoken. What is your main message for peace and security in the world?
I think everything that we stand up for is about to to bring back dignity to ourselves, to our fellow Africans, because we know that all these people are really well connected to their culture, to the place they was born and rise up, and they believe in the future of Africa. We all wish a great future for this continent, but we can't achieve that future if we don't achieve peace, because there is a proverb in the Fulani language who says that everything that we are willing to see in our life have his roots or his place in peace.
Right.
So that peace, anything can happen.
Right.
And that's exactly what I think every one of us should put in his mind, in his heart, and to work on it. It's possible because we come from the same origin. The culture is the same. Wherever you go in Africa, even sometimes there is a lot of diversity into the instruments or the melodies or the rhythms. But in a point, we just come together. When you play Nigerian music in Senegal, we just jump in the middle of the scene and we dance it.
Absolutely.
When you listen to the Moorish people playing music, when you listen back to the Fulanese people, you can see some similarities. I can sing on their songs, they can sing on my song. So which means we are the same. And if we are the same, we should be sending up for something that can bring us together, which is peace. And I think this is the message I want to send to all my brothers and sisters from Africa, and to say that the greatness that we wish for the continent, we can achieve it. And at the same time, there is something important also I want to say. When like an artist, I travel all over the world. I can feel that the entire planet is waiting for something great to come from this continent. According to all the possibility that we have, our ground is so rich with natural resources. We have the entire population of Africa who is really young, willing to do something for the rest of the world. And also we never dropped our hands. Africa did face a lot of challenges, and everyone is waiting for something great from Africa, and we have to make it.
Absolutely.
We can't make it without getting back together, thinking back together, and projecting ourselves, all of us together, to the future.
Thank you very much, Baaba Maal. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Baaba Maal, the Land Ambassador for the UN Convention to Combat Desertification. Baba talked to us about climate change. He talked to us about development, agriculture, sustainable development goals. Please join me in thanking Baaba Maal, the Land Ambassador of the UNCCD, great musician from Senegal, an Africanist, and a messenger of peace. Thank you very much all.
Thank you,
very
Ibrahim.
much.